Warrior fans, welcome inside WLCSports.com. Scott Warras here with Warriors head football coach Ben Murphy. Well, Coach, before we talk about the matchup specifically against Ripon coming up on Saturday, let's take a step back. Camp. Look back on the last 3.5-ish weeks as you get ready for your first campaign as head coach of the Warriors. And talk about maybe some of the principles, some of the messages you really try to employ with this group.
You know, anytime you come into camp, one of your top priorities got to be building your team. And the message that we echo is our team, and our motto is our team, your future. And we got to develop those two things. We try to work with our guys on building that team chemistry, from modeling that behavior as upperclassmen, setting the tone as upperclassmen, giving them a little, that we call it, their little mentee that they get to work with and develop and make sure their transition into college is what we want it to be. And we have some fun opportunities with karaoke and kickball tournaments and those things to kind of have that fun and build that chemistry. At the same time, we got to develop our team on the field, and that's a process in terms of practicing the way we want to practice, bringing the energy, executing at a high level, building depth, building trust. And those are things that it's a work in progress, and we're getting better. We were able to have the Eau Claire scrimmage this year, every year that we've had it, and it really could show some strengths, show some weaknesses, things that we got to work on. And we're learning every day, and our roles are being defined more and more every day. Having a team that brings back a lot of guys, but obviously has to fill in some major spots. Who's going to take those spots and what kind of roles are going to be set will happen over the next couple of weeks.
You talk about roles, Coach, and obviously maybe we're bearing the lead here. Your role changing, coming in now from defensive coordinator, from former Warrior yourself to head coach. Talk about how your role and how the management of your day-to-day duties has changed now that you are at the top.
It's first coming off of taking over from Coach Miller. Coach Miller's probably the nicest guy you're ever going to meet, and he's really somebody that I've looked up to from a character, hard work ethic, integrity. You can't find a better guy in this world, and it's been really fun to play for him and coach alongside of him. So transition that role into that spot as that lead person, and that's taken a step up for me, because I don't think I'm even in the same ballpark as him in terms of where he's at with his character, and that's something that's a challenge to me and keep working that way. And then from duties, I would stay on a defensive coordinator. I was able to add Andre Gosh to our staff. That's really helped on our defensive staff and then kind of alleviated some of the pressure there. And then we returned so many of our coaches. We've had a really tenured staff that they've done an awesome job, tried to empower them as much as they can, take over. They know I got certain things I want done certain ways, but for the most part, just let them roll and grow as a staff together. And I think we got a pretty great pretty nice set of camaraderie and fun in that staff, and they're able to coach up those guys every day in practice.
I'm glad you mentioned the staff. I was looking at it, and from top to bottom, I think almost half, just a little bit under half of your staff went to or graduated from Wisconsin Lutheran College. Is that by design? Is that just the way it kind of fell through, or is there something more to that?
Well, you look at our staff, as we have the guys that came into our program, like Rob Slavens, Dave Archibald, that weren't on our staff, Chris Albanese, or didn't play here, Chris Albanese. Those guys have been here for now 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and it's pretty impressive that you can keep guys like that are really good, that have high character in a college setting for that many years. Now what we're seeing is which is great, is you're getting a lot of guys like Sean Stander, Justin Cromus, that was with us for a bunch of years, Kalen Gaines, Tyler Shane,
Eric Tresky,
Taylor Pilot, guys like that are coming back and want to be a part of what they started, and that's exciting because we need a lot of guys to run a strong, contending college football team. And we were able to add a Craig Loscheider that brings a lot of energy that I really enjoyed. Andre Gosh, we talked about already on defense. Brooks Smith has been here forever, and look at him as highest respect for Brooke and love having him. Mike Fossum has been here forever, and really Mike is the glue that makes this job capable for me. He handles so much of the head coaching duties that it allows me to still focus a ton on being a defensive coordinator and really having some great relationships with the players, and that's one of my biggest goals, and keep the stability of our O-line here forever. So it's been a blessing. It really has made my job a lot easier.
One of the things that fans are going to maybe notice, maybe the biggest change would be the way the offense looks. from being the traditional West Coast offense. Now you change to a spread offense under the most high-flying offensive coordinator that the NAC has seen in quite some time, coming from Concordia, Chicago, in Coach Eric Janowski. That has opened up a whole different world for your offense, and I think fans are going to be pretty excited to see what they get on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a whole different look. I laughed those because if you ask Coach Miller, a lot of the same plays we run is what he would have ran at BYU and Northern State in the first couple years at WLC, and then we kind of morphed more into an inside zone play action type of team. But we're going to be more wide open. We're going to still try to pound the rock a ton and play at a tempo that we're not used to. And you can tell in practice we're not quite used to it yet, but we're getting there. But I think the guys, they enjoy it. I enjoy it. I think it really adds a spice to practice. And if you ask anyone on our team, if you ask me what's Murph all about, he'll say energy. It fits my style. It fits my general personality the best. And quite frankly, I've hated defending Eric Janowski for so many years that it was really a bonus to have him come be a part of our staff, and I get to work against him every day in practice now.
And if that wasn't fun enough, your defense was the best in the conference last year and one of the best in America last year, and I know you're really stoked about who you have returning and what you expect out of them.
Yeah, we got some guys that have played a lot of snaps for us here, and it's kind of cool that it's hard to come in here and play as a freshman because we got a lot of depth built up from guys. Now we got some young guys that are pushing the envelope, but we've been able to keep a consistency level on D now for really 4 or 5 years straight, and last year's group took it to a new level, and hopefully this group can take it to the next level, but we got a long ways to go. We're not where we want to be, and they know where the standards are set.
A couple brief moments left. Let's kind of talk about Ripon a little bit. You shut them out last year up in Ripon. They're going to come in. They want some revenge against you guys. And as you look to the game on Saturday night here at Robbie Stadium, what are some of the keys that the fans at home, if they're listening, or hopefully here at the stands, should look for in Game 1 against Ripon?
Game 1, you got to get your special teams going. You do not have a lot of live reps against your special teams in practice, so we got to get that sharp in a hurry. 2, on offense, we don't have a lot of live reps there, and we got to build a rhythm and find our identity. We got to see our execution level grow as the whole game goes on. And that's the goal there. And defensively, we did well last year against them. I told the defensive guys the only game I think about is 2 years ago here, and we really didn't do well, and they made us pay. And that's our motivation to continue to look at what we can improve on from the last 2 years against them, and see if we can continue to carry over what we did for 4 quarters last year.
Who's going to be more stoked on Saturday night? You or those guys in the locker room behind you?
Well, probably both. That's my goal. I hope they're more stoked than me, and if they believe in execution as much as I do, we'll be all right.
Coach, thanks for the time. We'll do this again all season long, and best of skill on Saturday night.
Appreciate it.
Warrior head football coach Ben Murphy. Kickoff Saturday night at Robbie Stadium, 7 p.m. Warriors and Ripon. If you can't be here, you can catch the webcast at WLCsports.com.